This is Phil, y'all. This is Phil, and you wouldn't believe it. Phil is pretty much is a hero. Pretty much Phil has been. Let me just listen. So this is a ceremony that they have normally in the US, and this is a hedgehog by the name of Phil.
We look to the future and not just the past. So I suppose this party could use a forecast. It is my job this February 2 to look to the skies and report back to you that there is a shadow here on my ground. 6 more weeks of winter abound.
This is what Phil said. This is what Phil said. And this is actually a really crazy story, y'all. And you wouldn't believe it because this is some people I didn't know it actually existed, but what did Groundhog see? And did you know there's over 30,000 people that turned up or that showed up to actually view this, to take part of this action, this event that is taking place on a yearly basis. So the groundhog named Phil for easiness, famous for emerging from his den on Groundhog Day and predicting whether there it will be 6 more weeks of winter, show his shadow, which traditionally means you can't pack away your winter gears just yet. Okay, I mean, we don't need that. We at this point, I believe, at this point we have the weather forecast that can actually be able to tell us, what the weather condition is gonna be. But we know a lot of the time as human beings, we like to have a sort of nostalgic feeling, and we like to keep some tradition going. And perhaps it's gonna keep going until Phil is no more Phil. So for again, this was a big situation here, big, 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 and around 30,000 brave sub-zero temperature. Basically, it brings 30,000 people, I think, plus than that came to to actually view or to take part of this event that took place with Phil. And how accurate are Phil's prediction? I think that's a good question to ask. Less often than Phil overseas would have you think. The Phil inner circle, a group that has been around almost as long as Phil and conduct the official ceremony, stick to the idea that Phil is crack shock, cracks crack shock at predicting seasonal change. I mean, what did they just say? Just he's very predictive or not? Give us a percentage. Let's see. Whether Amak say he is being right about 39% of the time since 1887. Wow, Phil has been here for a while. Phil has seen his shadow more often than not, predicting long winters 108 or 84 times, or 84% times. US Today says. Okay, let's see. So shadow, 6 more weeks of winter. That is of now. Today is February the 3rd. So that happened yesterday. It's February the 2nd, 2026. No shadow, early spring 19. So that's what it means. This is the tally, the amount of time that Phil have seen shadow, or 6 more weeks of winter. Partial snow, shadow 1, no record 10. So there has been some times that Phil didn't feel like coming out, did not appear, which is once. Well, Phil has been pretty much consistent, to be honest. All right, let's take a look at some of these pictures. Let me see if I can find them, if they will show some of the pictures. All right, come on, why are you not loading? That's embarrassing. Okay, 18 photos. Let me see if I need to open it like this. Let me just try to reload the page. Maybe that would work. All right. So what do you guys believe? Do you guys think that it's a, I mean, I find this is a pretty much a nice, event to have. It's something that they have been kept going for the longest period of time. So it is pretty much, something nice to see that people, a lot of the times, some things we might find not really relevant, but again, it brings people together in sub-zero degrees, and I think it was feeling like at this time it was feeling like around -7 degrees at the moment. So this is Phil in the back in the days, and this has been going on for years, y'all, like I've been saying. And so Phil has been predicting the weather, and this is something that happened yearly, of course. And in picture, monster winter storm slammed the US. Oh, I don't know if you guys have seen that, but it's getting pretty hectic with the storm and the winter. Whoa, okay. Are you guys enjoying the winter? Oof. Lately it's been like the freezingness is getting on my bones. Wow. Okay, this is pretty. Pretty. All right, so Phil, do you guys believe in that? I mean, Phil has had a track record of being somewhat right and at predicting it. But I think that was before Phil began before the situation when we had, the weather system that we have now that is able to predict what the weather is gonna be like at least for an entire week, or perhaps sometimes longer. But Phil give us like a rule of thumb of what's gonna happen, or what is happening. What country, what are you in? Or county, or where are you located in the world? So let let's share. I mean, this is okay. All right, I think that's about it, y'all. Like, follow,